Good morning and welcome to my channel. This is Mrs. Green Thumb, and I have to shout out, have at it. Hello there, welcome to my channel. Today, when I come on these channels is because I'm doing updates on my Monarch Butterfly, and today another Monarch Butterfly was born. I'm naming this one Gary. After all the 10 I do, then the rest are going to be named after the first one that comes to my channel. So it was born today, have at it. This is what I'm talking about. Hey Clef, hi honey. So this is I just did this video. It was born, it must have been born at night, and then when I got up in the morning it was here. So it's right, let me show you. I did all different videos to show you, but this is the one I just did. I'm showing you, obviously there's more caterpillars growing to the top of the netting, so I'm showing you I have a bunch down below. There's 6 down there, one is going up, so that's 5, and one up, 5 down below. And here is Gary. You're gonna see better close up. I was a little worried because his chrysalit had a black spot on it, and I was just worried that something would happen to this one, and nope, he's in good shape. So he is, you know, I'm gonna have to get him ready to go, but in a couple days he'll be, I make sure his wings are checked out and everything's good, and then I let him go. But sometimes they don't want to go that easy, which I have a video I want to show you that I tried to let Paytin and Josh be released, and they really didn't want to go yet. They're not ready. But the first 2 I did, which are called Bruce and Naya, they left right there. They left pretty close after I put them on my flower outside, and then they left yesterday. These ones are trying to leave, and they didn't want to go yet, so I put them back inside here. They're over here, and I'll wait till they're flying and they're ready to go. They're not ready to go yet, because I'll show you the video in a minute showing that they came back on my fingers and they want to come back in. So I went, okay, well, come on in and we'll wait till you're ready. There, that's Marigold. We named this one Marigold. I didn't want to give her to anybody. He ain't heavy as my brother. So the one up top with the damaged wings, well, we'll be having to keep her until she passes away, because unfortunately I do have one that's got damaged wings, which I had showed the chrysalit before. And that is what's up here. That's what I'm talking about on my channel there. This is Mrs. Green Thumb, and I like to raise monarch butterflies for the last 4 years. And then when the butterfly is done, come September, I will be talking garden talk. That's what I do on the channel, just to make you aware of. This is it. So I am going to, there's the ones where I try to release. That was Paytin. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Yeah, Paytin and Josh, and they didn't want to go. Now they don't have to be boy butterflies. I'm just releasing them under different names. So these happen to be, I thought they were boys at first, but they're girls, but it really doesn't matter. So that's what they are. That's my forget-me-nots I've grown. There's forget-me-nots and portulacas and a yellow rose inside that. Now, it might not be busy today because the fact of, if I do more than a couple live streams per week, it doesn't get out there. And you have to literally come to my channel to see if I'm on live streaming. That's kind of the way it is. But, so, that's what I'm going to talk about today. I have a picture of that too. I'll show you the picture, but it's 2 dots. But I kept the picture for if anybody asked me. Some people were asking me, so I kept it right. I have a picture to show you in 1 minute. I just gotta find where I put it. Is it this one? Yeah, there you go. So if you see the male, that's the only way you can tell them apart. They have 2 dots on the bottom leaves, and you can only see them. My first one was a male, and you can only see them from the front of, looking at the front. In the back, if you looked at the opposite side, you wouldn't even be able to see the 2 dots. You can only see it from looking at the front of the 2 wings. And I actually have something where I released Bruce, and it shows the 2 dots, but I don't have that video up yet. So this is all the stuff there. Have at it that I've done for the last 4 years, and I'm just going to do some. Okay, he's trying to be silly. So what do we, this is clips. Hey, I'm doing good hanging with Mr. J. Hanging with Mr. J. Every time I got a new butterfly, I come on with an update. So this is all the little sizes, different sizes that I start with. Very tiny, the egg. Then little, they go very, very small. You're going to have to look for these ones. And so this one is showing you different sizes of what they look like. The little caterpillars, how tiny they come in, and what the egg looks like. So you have to have a good set of eyesight. And then this is a little bit bigger. They're not quite ready to go outside, but I get them big enough so that they're healthy to go outside. Otherwise, if you put them too small and it's too hot out there, they'll... well, I lost one from dehydration, so I don't put them out yet. So they're the little teeny ones. They're a little bit bigger where you start to see them. And then they go into a chrysalis that looks like this. When I start to, I know they're getting bigger, they go outside and they'll climb. And the one with the black spot is the one that was born today. I was worried about him. You'll see that when it comes around. That one was Bruce. Oh, my Cliff. Yes. What am I going to do with you, Cliff? Anyways, so there's... Right here, there's the one with the little black spot. It's right there on the right. You can't see the spot right now. I think when it turns around, you'll see it. That's the one that was born today, naming Gary. I'm naming it after my son-in-law, Gary. And I thought there'd be issues with that one, but that one looks in pretty good shape. But I did end up having one issue with one of them. And I'm calling her Marigold just because she'll be hanging around with me, because if I let her go, well, she'll be killed. She'll be eaten right away. She's handicapped. She's something's wrong with her. So it's the one in the little front where I pinned it, where the pin is. That's Marigold before she was born. Yep, right there, Marigold. So this, of course, all started with milkweed, where they lay it on common milkweed and tropical, which is not a good milkweed to use. It's kind of dangerous. Which I've already explained it many times, but I'll go over that again at a later date. Yeah, so they're going to lay it on their eggs. And the bees, to pollinate. You want bees to come to your place? You want them to your garden? You want to help repopulate bees? Then you grow common milkweed. And you can see this video was filmed all to bring the bees back, because to wake you up, you guys, if the bees disappear within 3-4 years, so do we. That's the truth. You start looking into this, and you need to have the bees around for us to be around. The world here, being living, breathing human beings, need the bees. So this was Bruce. This was my very first one that was born, and he was released yesterday. And there was Bruce, and then we have Naya. Glad I did all these filmings here, because I got all of them on. And then I have then Paytin. It's up on further up. There's Paytin. And there's also what it looks like just before they're born. They're green, the chrysalids, and they turn black. The birds and the bees. And then, oh, that's my original video. Maybe I'll take you back. I'm going to let this play. This is 4 years ago, very first video that started this channel. And this is the first video I released when I started this channel. I'm a garden channel, but I also am a channel that raises butterflies every year, showing you the egg and everything. You don't really have to, if you let them go, actually I feed them with honey and water, but you don't have to, if you let them go soon, you won't have to feed them. But I feed them if they're gonna stay longer. I give them honey and water. But I don't recommend people doing it. You have to know what you're doing because you could actually hurt a butterfly. But I have done it on other videos. You have to take like a toothpick and you gotta take I don't have the specific name right now because I forget it, but how they feed, and you put it in the water and honey. But you have to hold the butterfly correctly so you don't hurt it. And then you have to use a toothpick. So I'm not really showing that because I don't really want to recommend feeding a butterfly right now, because I think if you don't know what you're doing, you shouldn't be feeding it because you could actually hurt it. So, but that's what it's fed. It's fed honey and water. I don't know if I show it. I think I show it on this one where I'm feeding it. This could be a little clip on there. Now this was my very first butterfly, and she had damaged wings, and I raised her, and I kept her alive until she passed away. Their wings deteriorate in time if you touch them too much. There is a poison on the wings, so you have to be careful with that too. But I wash my hands, and I've never had an issue with it. I'm just careful how I hold a butterfly, how I watch their wings. I don't try to touch their wings too much. And I'm just going to play this through because this is the one. Morning, Susan. Hi, doll. How are you, Donnie? Have at it. Please meet. Dear Susan Lee is Cliff's mom. I've known Susan Lee for a long time. I met Cliff through Susan Lee. And I got a new baby there, Susan. I have a couple since I've seen you last. So I have Bruce and Naya and Paytin and Josh, and Gary was born today. So I have 5. And I have Marigold, which is the one that I'm going to have to raise and take care of because it's like this one, this first one. I think I show it too. Hey, good morning, Kathleen. I wasn't expecting to be on this morning, but I couldn't help myself. I'm on because I said as soon as the new one's born, I'm coming. So I got another one on, and that one's Gary. There's a little one that I'll show you that's wounded that I have to keep. And so instead of naming her after yes, there's a poison coating that's why a lot of birds or things won't eat them. But it's like poisonous, not where it'd probably kill you, but poisonous that you should wash your hands off after. And I do. Every time I handle a butterfly, I wash my hands off. So I've never had an issue with them in 4 years. Never ever been sick or anything because I take precautions. Like I said, I feed them, hold them, and then wash my hands off of them. And yeah, this is the first one. I called her my little one. And for those people that knew me back then, that's 4 years ago. I don't know if anybody actually knew me when I first did this video. I think you guys came in the picture way after. The original people are not with me anymore that were with me when I did this original video. I think you guys came in way after. So, anyways, the little the one that I was worried about is damaged, and we're calling her, well, Marigold, her name is, and just keeping her around and taking care of her, and I have to feed her every day. So the one that had the clip to obviously I tried to get it in time, but it was too late. If it's born like this one, you'll see. If the chrysalis hatches and it's not upside down hanging, this is what happens to their wings. And I learned this 4 years ago with this example right here. For this one. And I know you guys are I'm showing new people here, so I'm just repeating it for the new people, but it also shows one died here. They'll get black if they can't if they're not strong enough, and it's probably they're dehydrated. That's what I'm learning. If they're not strong enough to get rid of the black stuff that escapes there, it's not poop. Everyone thinks it's poop, it's their skin. Then that can hold them in and they actually die, and that's what happened. See right there, it's black. You'll see. So I lost one of the butterflies 4 years ago and only had one, I should say, caterpillar. See, turning black due to shedding skin, and it just stayed like that, and it died because it couldn't get the skin off. It must have been too weak. So this is all good to know. I'm just making you aware of some things are good, some things are bad, and I'm trying to prevent what I've seen in the past for it not happening again. So everyone's saying good morning to each other. That's fabulous. I won't put those sticks in there. That was a waste of my time. I've said it before. I put sticks in. That's what I'm showing you. And actually, they could hurt the other butterflies. They could rip the netting, and it's not really good. It's right now you're seeing it. It's eating a lot, and then you're going to see it's going to go into a chrysalis, and it should never be on the ground like that. This original one stuck to the lid, and I had to release it and put it back in the ground, and this is what happens, which is a definite no-no. Definitely. Yeah, I'm just telling you, I clean the cages every day. I do. Every day I give it new leaves and clean the cage. And I'm showing you that it's a responsibility that if you take on, you have to understand all the good and the bad with this stuff if you want to do it. Okay, that's 12 days old, the caterpillar. I was trying to figure out how long in total. See, there it is. I caught it, and it should never crystallize on the ground like that. It was too late. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. And so it never should be like that. You never should let it, if you see it, you should pin it by that little black top of it. It won't hurt it. It doesn't cut the blood circulation off in any way. You're supposed to do that. So if I knew better, as soon as that was formed and it was hard enough, I would have lifted it up and pinned it on something, but I didn't know at the time. I should have never left it like that, because this is where you get the wings that are going to be deformed. Same with the marigold. She has issues with her wings. Not as bad as this one because I caught it in time, but it was still bad. They're still bad. She won't be able to fly loose because, well, she can't. She can't fly. So, 4 days old, the chrysalis. So we did 12 and 11. This makes 23 days it took from I think the egg all the way to being a butterfly. See how hard it gets hard too. It turns green. It's actually a really pretty color. It's green with gold specks on them. And then they start to shrink up like a shrink wrap. And there it is. There it is. I didn't catch it on cam, this one, but I did catch. I showed you the other day, well, yesterday I showed you some stuff. Now she's really enjoying that marigold. She went crazy on eating the stuff from the marigold. It was funny. You can see her. Yeah. Oh, you guys saw this before, right? So that's what I got to do with the next one I got. And this cage is not good. She kept getting out, so it wasn't helping her wing situation. I got rid of this. I don't have this. I have it up there as but it's all, it has a soft thing around it, but I won't ever use this for a butterfly. The cage, it's too hard on them. This is designed for a bird. At the time, I didn't know 4 years ago what I was really doing. And then I used to let her fly. She tried to fly. See, there we go, feeding her again. I would feed her all the time. And she was 10 days old. I don't know how long I went with her. I had her for, oh God, about a couple of months. About 6 to 2 months. I had her with me. So that's what started. I almost didn't even want to do it again because of how hard it was. But hey, they need your help, and that's why I do it. So here we go. Let me give you the more inspirational one. Here is Gary, which had a spot. Gary had a little spot on the chrysalis, and you're going to see. I know, Susan, it did. That was 4 years ago, and I still think about it, but I have to become tougher because I know I was meant to do this. So, you know what? I get attached, but I have to kind of get tough with it, and so that they survive. Marigold's another one. Marigold's like this, the little one, and I have to take care of her and let her enjoy her life, but she can't go anywhere. But it's okay. I'll make her enjoy the best I can. And I think her rate was pretty good, because the survival rate in the wild is not always that long either. You know, they don't live out there that long without something happens with them. You know, Susan, it broke my heart, but I mean, I have to do this. This is what I'm here for, to educate people on monarch butterflies. It's one of the things that I love doing. And if I didn't become tougher, I would have never did this. So I had to go, okay, well, they needed my help. This is funny. I want to show you something. Did I not upload it? I want to oh yeah, no, I got it somewhere in here. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. There she is. Marigold's the wound. That's the one that's not in good shape. These ones are, and I released, I have a video somewhere. I was trying to show you that I released Bruce and Naya were released yesterday. I tried to release Paytin and Josh today, but you're going to see they didn't really want to go anywhere. So I'm going to show you right here. This is the video. I put them outside. And see, they were just hanging around my forget-me-nots, and they didn't want to leave. So I actually let them sit there for a while. I didn't want them to be, you know, anything going after them, so I brought them back in. Because they would have flew away. If they were ready to go, they would fly away, like Bruce and Naya did. But, well, Paytin and Josh came back in. They're still relaxing in my netting, and when they're ready, maybe tomorrow, I'll let them go again and see what happens. I don't want to keep them all. I was thinking of keeping them and releasing them together, and I thought, that's not fair. Poor Bruce would have been in there for days. I'm trying to catch up on this year's birth. Love the... Cool, eh? So there's good and bad, Susan. Out of the odds of one, this one today, Gary, I thought was going to have an issue, but it's not. He looks good. And that's new to me, too, where it has that black section on the side of a chrysalit. I thought, oh boy, here we go, another one, and it's fine. He's looking good. So, and as you can see, I'm getting more. I still have, the original one has, hey, short butts, the original has 3 more to go. The original 9 that went up there. So I have, let's do my math here. I have 9. I have hatched, how many? I'm counting how many. 6, 2, 4, 5, 6. So that was Bruce, Naya, Paytin, Josh, Gary, and I didn't want to release Marigold. Can't be released, so we named her. Actually, my husband named her Marigold. So we got Marigolds with us, and Marigold gets to see all the little butterflies being born. And I'm going to bring her outside every so often into the butterfly garden. She can kind of flop around on the flowers and everything. So trust me, I'll take care of her. So short bus, hello, hello, hello. So that one, which one's this one? Oh yeah, that's the one where Josh was being born. We caught that on tape yesterday. This is really cool. It kind of looks gross. If I didn't know better, it would look kind of gross, but that's what it looks like when it's coming out. It's all shriveled up, and they have to dry their wings before they actually, before they're ready. That's what I'm going to say. It takes a little while for them to dry their wings. So I hope you're enjoying this. I am just bringing videos to enjoy and educate. I have one that it's on my camera. I didn't unload yet, but showing you all the monarchs that were in my butterfly garden too. And they're not mine. I didn't raise them. They're hanging in there, and they really like the flowers I put out there. So those ones are all, I want to say, wild butterflies, but they're the ones laying the eggs for me too, for these ones. So kind of interesting. it's hard to catch everything I can because it really happens fast when they hatch. So what I've learned this year, really from observing and trying to get it on film, is that I show you from the stages, from the eggs to caterpillars to getting bigger caterpillars. Then they climb up the top, which would normally probably be a tree outside. Then they form the chrysalids. The chrysalids go black, and when they're going black, it tells you they're going to be born soon. They're going to be hatching as a butterfly. And they do. Shortly, a couple hours after they're black, they become a butterfly. So that's new for me this year, which is really cool to actually see it live, not just see it on a video or somebody recommending this is what happens. Now I know, I see it. So it's a really very, very cool experience, I'm telling you. There it is. It's actually eating already. You can see it's cleaning itself. It's I don't know, they fascinate me. I never get tired of this. See that little thing that sticks out? That's what they eat with. The little circle. That's what they take all, from flowers and stuff like that. And I actually literally have to be very careful when I take a toothpick and get them to eat. I have to kind of like get that untwirled and then put it in the honey water solution. So I have to be very careful because you can poke their eyes out or do any kind of damage. And then I don't want to really hurt the wings, so I kind of keep the wings closed, and I'm kind of very careful with it. I'm not here to destroy an animal. I'm here to let it go. Oh, I never knew all of this about a butterfly. It's really cool. Thanks, Mr. J. I think it's better I send people out with true knowledge, and you can see. I've always said that even to do with anything I do, or gardening or anything, the proof is in the pudding, I always say, because I actually videotape it and show you this is what it looks like growing, or this is what it looks like as a butterfly, or whatever I do. I just show you. I've seen so many channels. I'm going to tell you something else that might work. I've been talking for so long about these gnats that drove me absolutely crazy, and they still do. And I found one of the solutions for gnats, to be honest with you. The main solution I got was I actually take the plant out, take the roots, be careful of the roots, rinse the whole plant down, rinse the whole container out, throw the dirt totally away, and give it brand new, dried soil that looks safe, there's nothing in it, and put it back in, and guess what? Now I have plants that they're looking pretty healthy and thriving, and that's how I'm figuring this out. Never mind all the stupid concoctions of the sprays and all that crap that other channels tell you. I found one that maybe works, but I got to double check it because it's made from neem oil, water. I have it here, neem oil, water. Where is it? Just because I'm on here talking about this. Where's my little notes here? Can't find it right now. It's in here somewhere. I'll have to find it. But this is the only solution that might work. But I still don't trust it. My favorite one was what I did. I was so happy I did it. Took it out, rinsed the roots, rinsed the plant down. Be careful of the roots because you can kill the plant. And then put it back in new soil. And I also gave it a little bit of fertilizer to help it out. And they look happy now. Now my snake plant almost died and it looks better. Another thing I put outside was looking really bad from all those sprays was my lemon tree that I grew from a baby. That broke my heart because that thing's over like 2 years old. It's not big, but it's something I grew, and all those sprays were killing it. So I took it outside and I actually rinsed it again. And I also pruned it. It's very small, but I pruned it down and put it in some new soil. And I'm giving it some fertilizer, and the sun is making it thrive. It looks really good now. So that's what I'll tell you. That's my solution right now for gnats, is to transplant them. Well, I'm going to switch the video. Sorry, guys. Here's my Gary. There's my one and only. There's the Gary. I have to switch him to the other cage yet, but I'm letting his wings dry out because they are very soft and wet. Even after they have them at this stage, it kind of takes a good day or so to 2 days to dry out the wings. So really, they're not ready to fly anyways. There's no way that this is ready to fly the first day after it's been hatched. They're too wet. They'll stick together, so I actually keep them for about 2 days, and then I can release them. But look at there's the future coming up. There is the future coming up right here. Look at, guys. There's the future. Susan, you got to keep coming there. Well, when you can, honey. There's no stress. I'm sorry. I don't mean to stress anybody out. But I want to be able to name some of these after you guys. And so the first one, after I get all the 10 done, which right now I'm at Gary, I have 3 more in the process of hatching, which will probably be Christine, Larry, and Nikki. And then I have 2 more to do, and then I'm going to start naming them. I'm trying to find more eggs so that everybody that comes to my channel this year, hopefully I can release one under your name, but I'm trying. I only found 1 egg, so the eggs are getting hard to find now, unless I get my neighbor's little granddaughter. Maybe she can find me some more, but I am trying to. So I have different stages. I have 6 down below, so 6 caterpillars that size. I have 2 that are medium size, and I have a bunch of little ones in a container, and then I just found an egg. So there's where I stand with the amount. I can't tell you exact because I have lost some along the way. One of them died like I had. That's what I learned, dehydration. It was 90, 80, 90 degrees weather out in my garage, and I put them out too small, and the one died actually from it. And so I tried again for another batch. This is how I found out why it died. It was from the second batch. I put 2 more out, and I could see that it was climbing and it wasn't in good shape. So I came back, took them off, took the small ones off, put them on paper towel and with milkweed, and the thing survived, and it kind of got rehydrated. And I kind of saved it by putting it on a wet paper towel, like a damp paper towel, kind of put moisture back into it, and you could see it. It really helped it a lot. So that's another little point I'm giving you, that you can kind of tell if they get dehydrated. So it is cool, guys. Thank you for hanging, and now you know this is 4 years of learning, and I always learn something new, and I bring it back to my channel. This is what I do. And Marigold that's the one at the top here, right there at the top. Her wings are all wrecked. See, they're not good shape. She has to stay with me. But I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to, I have to take the good and the bad. If they don't develop and they can't fly away, you got to keep them. I mean, I'm not going to just put it outside so they can be eaten. You have to take the responsibility of taking care of what you brought in the world, and that's what I'm doing.
Let's see, this one's Gary. This one's going up.
That's my garage, and everybody's excited. Every time I go over this, you're seeing all my Route 66 and all that stuff. It's kind of fun. So I have, for those of you short butts, and Mr. J, if you're still here, let me show you the beginning process, okay? Kathleen has seen all this stuff. Cliff has seen all this stuff, and Susan's most likely seen all of it too. But this is how I start my process every year, okay? I'm going to start from the beginning. I grow milkweed. You need to have milkweed. You need a supply of food because, as you can see, they eat a lot. This milkweed, though, I'm not happy with it. Got infected with something, so I can't use it. Believe it or not, I'm going to have to find out what that is. It's kind of a rusty kind of thing. I'm not sure if it's a fungus or it's some kind of animal went on here, but the milkweed's not really great. Good morning, Rachel. Right now it looks good. It looked really good when they first started laying the eggs and everything was happy. And then somehow it got an infection. So I am trying to transplant more of this other areas. I want to count that I'm going to always have some good food for them, first of all. So that's how you start. Make sure you transfer milkweed to your area if you want to really see the bees and the butterflies. You need common milkweed. The other milkweed, it is very much attracted to. I found many bugs, but it has a parasite on it. And let me see, I want to show you. We're at the stage of, it is doing great. Congratulations, there's a new baby in the world. Yay, named Gary. So we are down to Gary. I technically have 6, which one is injured, so we called it Marigold because I'm not going to release it, so it doesn't get a name by anybody here or my family because I can't release it. Yeah, it's called Common Milkweed, Mr. J. Yes, milkweed there's different ones, and this is, I've shown different kinds of it. Different kinds of milkweed, and the milkweed attracts bees, and I have stressed about the bees tons and tons of times, but I will continue to stress about the bees, that you need the bees. It's very, very vital to have the bees in our world. If you do not repopulate bees, and we lose the bees, our lifespan will last about 3-4 years after that. So that's how important bees are in our life. They pollinate our food. Other things do, but they're the #1 pollinator. So that's really, really important. If you can do your part, you don't have to raise butterflies, guys. I'm not even asking that. But if you do put some milkweed out there, for the bees and the butterflies can all get attracted to it, they will really, and many other, trust me, that's why I showed you this film. All these animals, not animals, but insects and everything, are drawn to that. Some bad insects, they're not all perfectly good, but there is a lot of good ones that come up to these milkweed flowers. Crazy. You can see the bees. There's actually, believe it or not, you know that hey Susan, reminds me to say it to you. Remember we were talking about the glow bugs or whatever they're called? Well, you gotta, before you investigate, make sure have at it that you're in the migration. Let me see if George is in the migration area for butterflies. That's probably why you might not have it. Let me see. I'm just gonna check that right now. Is Georgia in the migration area? All right, wait a minute, migration area for
next section. How's that, honey?
Monarch
That looks good.
butterflies. All right. Butterfly migration facts. Let's see this, because I don't know all the details where it all goes. But monarch butterflies are an icon species, easily recognized by their large, vibrant orange wings. Monarchs carry out one of the most incredible cross-continental journeys in animal kingdom, traveling upwards of 3,000 miles from Canada in the northern United States to oil fir forest in the mountains of Mexico. Unfortunately, the monarch butterfly migrates is declining. Work needs to be done to protect, sustain future populations. That's why I'm here. I didn't see if it goes. Each million of monarch butterflies migrate to overwintering sites in Mexico to scatter of locations along the coast of California. In the spring, monarchs return to breeding areas and cycle starts again. A two-way migration that is one of the most spectacular on the planet. Yet this migration appears to be declining. Researchers are working to determine the cause of this decline. Some theories include loss of milkweed needed for monarch caterpillars to grow and develop due to habitat conversions and adverse land management. Drought conditions in California and other areas in west United States result in a lower milkweed biomass and reduces availability of milkweed late in summer. Insecticides and herbicides used to control insects and weeds with unintended consequences for monarchs. Overwintering habitat loss and degrading in California due to development within adjacent to overwintering groves and decay of overwintering trees as they age. Habitat loss in overwintering sites in Mexico due to illegal lodging. So it's just saying I don't know, I still can see, there's a map. You can actually Google a map. If you Google the map, it'll show you the migration where they go. Oh, I got something on. Turn something off. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, there we go. So thanks, Rachel. Sorry about that. Turn it off. I thought I had them all off. Thanks, Rach. So actually, there is a map that if you're really interested and want to know about growing milkweed and everything. Good morning, Leanne. Just go and do a research. It'll say a migration map. Let me see if I can find it. You know what? See if I can find a map and bring it. Hang on. Migration map of monarch butterflies. Image. Where's an image? All right, so let's see if I can find a map. A lot of them I can't pull the pictures because I'm not allowed to, but if you recognize the area on the map, let's see if this is a good one. Yeah, okay, you should be able to figure out what your state's on a map, right? I'm going to give you a picture of it, and then you figure out where the areas are. And it looks like it must go in Georgia, but I'm just telling you, I will show you. And that's kind of why you don't have milkweed. It's declining, and that's why I'm kind of recommending people start to grow it in your area. And once it gets set, It has a root system in the ground, and it kind of stretches sideways, and they'll all pop up, and every year you'll get more and more of them coming up. And then it's going to be hard to kill them off, actually, once they develop the root system. All right, I just want to bring this up and I'll show you the image. Okay, let's see if I can grab this on here. Whoa, what happened to my milkweed? Hang on a minute. What happened to my video? Are you still there? All right, there we go. Okay, just got screwed up for a second. All right, so let me put map here. Rename. Then I'll have everything here. Map. And we're gonna go get image. Alright. So hopefully this will help anybody that, if you're interested, you don't have to raise monarchs, but to grow the milkweed would be essential to help them out and for bees and everything. So there it is. I don't know if this helps everybody. So if that, can you see that map to see if it affects where you live? Right there, see, so it shows the migration from Mexico, and it comes also in through California. Does that help? You're welcome. So can you recognize your state on here? That's all I'm asking. If you recognize your state and you fall within the migration period, then I recommend you grow milkweed. But the common one, I have a picture of something I want to show you that... don't get this one, okay? Do not get this one. It's the most gorgeous looking one, but it's actually, and they're selling it here, and I already did a thing on it, and I'm not happy about this. Let me find it. You don't want tropical milkweed. It's a very pretty flower. Trust me, the butterflies are very attracted to it. Yeah, it would be great if you get a hold of them. The seeds are hard to grow. If you can get the seeds, I'd send you some, but they're very hard to grow. I tried growing them, and then I started throwing them on the ground. But if you can actually transplant it, is the best way. Sorry, I'm trying to find the milkweed I'm looking for, and this is the one I don't recommend, because what happens is it grows yearly. If you have hot weather, which you do where you are, it won't die off, and it actually can kill the monarch, because it has. Hang on a minute. I'm just trying to find this. I'm trying to. I'll try to do that. I'll try to get you some, but I don't know if it's gonna. I'll dry them out and I'll give it to you. I will do that to you. Have it. Hopefully you'll have no issues, but I'll give you the one I want you to grow. But I don't know if you'll be able to have it grow up. Otherwise, you'll have to relocate it from somewhere else. See, that's I relocated that last year. That's the ones I've been showing you the video on. By the way, all these plants are doing awesome. The ones I'm showing you are huge now. But I am trying to find that. I didn't want to go. Let's see. These are all really big. I already have all the vegetables. My potatoes are doing really good. I'm so happy about that one. All that stuff is way bigger. There's 4 o'clocks. Anybody like 4 o'clocks? Yeah, I'll have at it. I'll save some seeds. Right now they have their pods and they're coming up. I'll try to save some seeds, and somehow I'll get a hold of your address and I'll send you some. I don't have a problem with that. There it is. This is a tropical milkweed. I have found 4 or 5 babies on this and eggs, and it's not good. This is the one that is not. If it dies out, that's fine. But if you're in an area where it's tropical and it grows year round, it has, I've said it so many times and I'm forgetting it. Okay. Yeah, actually, I don't know how you connected. I didn't see you. I tried checking to see if you were connected with me. But if you do that, I'll give you some things that you might want to try. Matter of fact, I don't know if I have a lot, but I'll send you a few seeds. If you want to try some flower seeds and stuff. These are, zinnias are one of the ones that butterflies really like. That's in my garden. But this one I don't want anybody to grow. This one's not a good flower to use. And consumers are selling them like crazy because they're trying to attract people to get it so they get butterflies. But unfortunately, it's going to kill butterflies. This is not a milkweed. I bought them and I didn't know that. Yeah, I saw it, but it just... I'll try it again. I tried to find you. All right. I'll try to do it again. All right. That's what I'm doing, Susan. I'm doing that. I think so, Susan. But they still might have the parasite. That's the word, Susan. They still might have the parasite because they're born on it. But if you grab them, I grab them as soon as they're born and I move them off the leaves. They have a better chance, I believe, Susan. I don't know that for a fact. But I have them. I take them off of that and I put them as a baby and I put them right on the common milkweed. And I think that they have a better chance of now in their system is not that milkweed. I don't know if it's too late or not, but I know that I'm changing it. I'm just moving them off of that plant, putting them onto common milkweed, and they're raised from, you saw me, I raise them from a baby all the way up. So they don't get to touch, once I get them off that leaf, they don't touch anything but common milkweed. That's the way I know I'm safe. I know that this is what they're supposed to have for their diet. And, that's all I can say. Because otherwise the parasite is in them, and then they're going to reinfest to another butterfly, which will lay eggs, and it just keeps generation to generation. They could die off by this. So that's why I kind of am bringing this up. And I'm going to ask where I bought these, if they're grown from seed in our area, and if they die out, that's fine. Like if they grown here, seed, they die out, that's all I'm looking for. I want them to be dying out, and then there's not a major issue. But there is a major issue because they're not dying out, and people are growing them in California, growing them in Georgia, growing them in Florida. They're growing them all over the place where it stays year round, and it's not healthy for them at all. Anyways, that's what I'll say on that. And what else we got here? All right, I think that's just garden stuff. I was trying to see if there's anything related to what I wanted to talk about. I have a video that I didn't put up. I filmed to show you guys how the monarchs were flying around in my butterfly area. That's my butterfly area. And that's, have at it, you've never seen it, but I started out last year with a small section, and then now it's got bigger. And then there's a park here, and I'm going to go even longer up the side of the park. Next year I'm adding at least another 10 feet to it. At least, probably more than that. Because I'm going to put I'm going to paint a bike, and I'm going to make it look really cool, but all flowers that they like. So far they do. Everything I got in there. I have a butterfly bush. I got zinnias. They love zinnias. Absolutely love zinnias. Like butterfly bushes. They like that. I also noticed that they like forget-me-nots because they've been flying around my forget-me-nots, so they really like that. Just all the plants in here that they're quite happy hanging around in here. So, I mean, I add other plants that are not all for butterflies because the bees will like it or something else, but they're definitely a lot for the butterflies to come back, and it's working. I can see it. I can see where, like, my husband gets all excited. He was like on my side to do this, but not really. Like, he's not, until now he sees it. Now he cuts the grass and he's really into it now. But when I first did it, he wasn't sure about it. And now he kind of is getting a kick out of seeing me raising them more. He does. He has a big kick that when I named the first one after him, he got a kick out of it. Like he was, so we are a team now on this, which is really cool. So I'm going to go back to, let's show the map again, the migration map for this. I got 3 people listening to me, so it's time to get off very shortly. It means I'm boring people to death, and I don't want to do that. That's not what my goal is here. There's Gary.
Let's see, this one's Gary.
There's Gary. Let's show you, this is his birthday today. Happy birthday, Butterfly Gary. And it could be a little girl, but it doesn't matter. Just show Gary before I get off. Come here, Gary. There you are. And as you can see, I got 3 more chrysalids to go. So, and then the new set will start again. But 3 more to go. And they're still green, so they still have a little ways to go. They're not any black, so I don't expect them to be born like tomorrow because they're not even black. I will leave you in a happy note there, Susan. Look at all the babies. Look at Gary. And Gary was like, had an issue with him, and he's still good. I'm just letting him dry. I got to move him over to the other one. I kind of feed him, and I'll move him to the other butterfly area. And that's... See, and I got to clean it out. I got to add some new flowers. They don't seem to be going to the flowers. That's why I'm feeding them. If they went to the flowers that I put inside, then I wouldn't have to feed them. But they're really not going down there. So I always make sure they have a nice full belly before I let them go. So, and they are not ready. I put them outside. This is me putting them outside, and they didn't want to go. They're hanging in there. I literally took them by hand and brought them back in. They were happier to come back with me. They're like timid to go out yet. So I have to wait till they're a little bit more energetic flying, and I can tell they're ready to go. But they definitely are not. They didn't even want to leave. So I'm not leaving them out there. I'll bring them back and wait. Thanks, Mr. J. I will be back on the next one that's born. And the next one that's born is going to be called Christine, after my sister. And I will, like I said, I'm naming them, and then they get released. And then I will keep you up to date. But I won't be back until the next one's born. I'm giving myself a break. I only live stream when they're born, and then give you updates on little videos, and then I'll come back when the next one's born and keep you update all the way till I'm done raising them. And then I'll come back with the garden chat, because that's what I'm heading for. I have all kinds of videos I've been doing that come out on Fridays for garden stuff to show you I actually do garden a lot, but I take the time out. Monarch is #1 in the summer, springtime for me. And then I go back to garden for the rest of the year. And I'll show you updates on how my plants are surviving all those chemicals I put on them, which worked like crap. So thanks you, Mr. Say. How many you have now? Oh, I don't want to tell you how many I got yet, Rachel. I'll give you a like, because some of them die along the way. I have lost some. But I will tell you this much. Down below is 6 caterpillars that are very healthy. So there's 6 caterpillars that are healthy on the bottom. Then I have another 2 that are like not big enough, but they're ready to go. I got to get them all fed, and they'll be, the next one's going in there. And then I have really, really babies. I think I have maybe, I lost a few along the way. That's why I could lose some, but I have about 6 babies. So yeah. Yeah, they will die, Rachel. That's why I told you. One died because it was dehydrated, which I learned on that. A couple of them are really tiny, and if they don't get enough strength when they're tiny to get them to move to the next stage, they don't live. So I've lost a few already. Yeah, I don't want to tell you how many, but I've lost a few. So I keep going on it. I'm not trying to make you guys sad. It is part of the way it is. It's nature. I would freaking not be able to do this if I didn't remain the way I am. So I have to, not tough, but I just got to be realistic that sometimes things happen for a reason. There's nothing I can do about it. But I feel bad a little bit, but I don't. I still got to be strong for the ones that are strong and survive. You know, that's all I can tell you. I mean that the best way. That I'm doing the best I can do. But yeah. I know you're not. Oh, I know. I don't give up on it. Trust me. Like I said, I would have gave up 4 years ago when I was devastated with it. You know what? If you become sad, then you all the time, you can't help anybody. You have to sit there and snap out of that. You're no good to anybody if you're always going to be depressed and sad. You have to snap out of it. I don't mean to be mean, but It's the truth. I get sad. I get sad when I lose them, but there's nothing I can do. You gotta keep going. Let's see. So we got everything out there. I really have to thank all of you for coming. I really appreciate it. And I'm just trying to get my thumbnail back on. But thank you so much. I really, really appreciate anybody coming to my channel. If you know people that want to learn about the Monarch Butterfly, they can either rewatch my live stream or join in and watch as I chat. You know, I'm there. I am there. There to educate, and those of you who know me for a long time know this is what I do. I haven't changed my course of what I want to do unless I get too old to do it, because it is a lot of work. This was my lesson of, this is the most I have, but I'm going to try to design it maybe a little easier for me next year. I'll do the same things, but I really, you know what my ultimate goal is, guys? You knew that I wanted a butterfly garden, so that's coming true, and that should take me a couple more years to get to where I want to end up. Hopefully I'm in good shape, physically in good shape to do it, because it is a lot of work, but you know I want to do the whole butterfly, the length of the fence, and I don't know if that's happening, but I'm trying. I'm trying to get it to the end of the fence and just keep it up, because it's a lot of work. And that's the one goal. And then next, I would like to build an outdoor butterfly cage, so I don't even bring them in the house at all. And they get to live outside, more connected with nature than in my house. They really shouldn't be in my house. They should be outside and protected until I can release them. And so they'll be, you know, that's what I'd like to do. That was my goal. I almost like to, I wish I could do this, but milkweed needs the sun. So if I could sit there and put a cage around milkweed and then let them be having there, that would be great. Oh, no problem. Have it. It's all right. That's what my daughter called. There's no reason to be sorry. I got to collect the seeds. I got to remember to collect some seeds for you, and I will definitely mail them if you give it a shot, or try to find some. I want to do a video. Like, should I do one? I keep saying it. Should I not? To show you how to relocate milkweed. I have to do it anyways. I'm going to relocate it pretty soon. I would say I'm going to try maybe this week to try to get where I pull some of the baby milkweed and move it up into the butterfly area for next year. I want it in there. So I am trying. I'm trying to put it in there. Truckerman hasn't. Yeah. Has a new project. It would be cool. I don't know if he I don't know. Yes, do the video on it. Okay, I will do my best at trying to, because he helps me edit my videos. I will try to do one how to move milkweed. Because I'm going to videotape it where Tim Hortons, where I get it, and I'll show you. It's only babies. You have a better chance to move it as a baby than you do as an adult. Because right now I moved 2 of them, and one didn't take, and the other one's taking, but unfortunately deer ate the leaves off of it, so I don't know if it's safe yet. If it's going to root. It's not dead. It's alive, the second one. So they will not all take. Some of them will take, some of them aren't. So the odds are, if you want to do this, do more than what you actually want to do. So if you want to do, I don't know, 4 milkweeds, do 6. Because the odds are you might not get all 6 of them done, and you might end up with 4. So you got to move more milkweed, because not all of them will take. And you have to keep them watered really well. But anyways, that's a whole subject for another thing. So right now I just want to go, let's see if my video is on YouTube. All right, yeah, it looks good. I'm ready to crock a lock. I talk to them. They actually recognize my voice, Leanne. They do. They can recognize a voice. Either I sound scary to them, or once I start feeding them and everything, they come to me really easy. They can trust me at this point that I'm just feeding them and I'm not hurting them. It takes a bit. They're a little like wild horses trying to feed them at first, and then after, when they know I'm not hurting them and what I do, then they're easier. They calm down, and they're not too bad for me to feed them after that, the more I feed them. But I don't want to feed them. I just want to feed them enough to get them energized so they can leave and have a good full belly for them to fly away. Anyways, it's been an hour, and that's plenty of time to chat all about this. Thank you guys for coming. Like I said, and for me, for the other channel, I post when I'm coming on. So I am doing a thing on a craft on the other channel soon. Not right away, but you'll see it. I'll post, okay, I'm coming on live today, and so I post on the other channel. But this one, I just come on when the things are being born right now. And so anyways, I want to thank all of you so much. So they plant in front of the playground just as long as you maintain it, right? Playground? No, they don't maintain it. I have to do all the work. It's the side of a park, not a playground. There's a playground in the park, but it's a park, and I'm the side of the park, and I'm the one maintaining it. They don't maintain it at all. Oh, they're letting me I don't know what another park would do, Leanne. I better explain that before I leave. Do not do the butterfly thing like I'm doing. No one harasses me, and it's beside my house, and no one's bugging me, but you can't just start planting a butterfly garden without permission. Most areas and parks are public, and you need to get the authorization to do that. So that's what I'll tell you. I'll tell you, make sure you get permission before you start wanting to do a butterfly garden, unless it's on your own property. And you could do a little small one. Everybody could have a little small butterfly garden. That'd be a piece of cake. Do your milkweed and zinnias. And actually, before I get on it, have at it. Do you like flowers? Do you like flowers? If I have some zinnias, like from last year or a couple years ago, I'll give you some of them if you want to plant some zinnias. And there's a video on how I started my zinnias indoors on this channel. So if that interests you. Yeah, you want some of those? Okay. I'll definitely watch the replay on this. No problem, you guys. Thank you so much. If I get to know you and that, and I really know you're going to grow it, I will give it. Yeah. So if you like stuff like that, I'll give you stuff that, like, I'll give you some zinnias, and I'll give you some milkweed and stuff that will help for butterflies. That's what I'll put out there for you. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful day. You know where to find me. I'll be live streaming the next butterfly that comes on, and I'll see you soon. Have a fantastic Sunday. Happy Sunday to you guys. God bless. Take care of all yourself, and I hope to see you soon. Bye from Mrs. Green Thumb for now.